Josh. My mistake. The left-hander's eyes lit up. He was looking for the Mo over long on. There was absolutely no need to play that shot. It was asking for a forward defensive. He swung, he missed.
He was playing a forward defensive.
Through a gate that you could see on one of those East Anglian farmers' fields that I grew up near. So wide was that gate. That was an absolutely terrible piece of batting by Alex Lees.
Well,
it was a good ball.
It was a very good ball.
It was a good ball. You get good balls in Test cricket. You get good balls towards the start of an innings in Test cricket. The job of a fucking opening batsman is to play a defensive shot.
Well, he was
rotate the strike when it's
he wasn't trying to mow it over mid-on. He was trying to block it. He got beaten. The ball moved in. I think it beat the inside edge. There was a gate.
He had far too much backlift.
Well, that's modern batsmen. They do tend to have high back.
Well, the good news is the Bears bet just came.
Yeah, my bet came in. Yeah.
Good news for Bear. Good news for proving us right.
Neil Harris says, "Good morning, Grillers. Doesn't the tactics of short stuff against Indian bowlers follow on from last year when Bumrah bounced Jimmy? England got angry and snatched defeat from the jaws of victory."
Well, exactly. I mean, I just don't like short. It's good as a surprise tactic, and maybe a couple of overs of doing it, but England did it for like 10, 12 overs this morning, and it becomes very predictable, very repeatable, and really easy.
Oops. What happened there?
Crawley pulled away just as the ball was being bowled. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm feeling Peter Lloyd very kindly sends me a lengthy link to Mario Balotelli's Wikipedia bio explaining what a weirdo he is. Kid Harris says, "You're being listened to at the ICC Europe qualifiers for the 2024 T20 World Cup in Belgium. Say hello to Sam." Hello, Sam.
Hi, Sam. I don't know what happened there. The rain has stopped playing. The covers are coming on.
Oh.
Just as you were about to come on, Tone. Oh well. Well, it's half an hour to go to lunch, and they might call an early lunch.
I
reckon they will. Yeah.
If it's more than, I think they tend to call an early lunch if they're off about 20 minutes before, don't they? So they're not going to take a break of less than 10 minutes.
No, exactly. By the time they get the covers on, no, the ball missed the stumps.
Shall we?
I don't know if that's going to count
brief
as a
wibble and then and then close it down and resume as and when play restarts.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of know what was happening there. Basically, Bumrah was coming up to bowl, and Anand Dar then started to put his hand up, and Crawley started to walk away, and Bumrah bowled. And now, had he hit the stumps, there'd have been a colossal great argument. Fortunately, he missed the stumps anyway.
Either way, Dar would correctly have signalled no dead ball.
Yes, he would have done. Yeah. But you know, I'm sure Crawley, Cody might have been up in his face giving it some, even though he's not captain anymore. And they'd have been arguing, because they seem to be arguing that should count as a ball or something at the end there. And in fact,
there's a quite lengthy but narrow stream of rain coming up from the Swansea area. It depends how much of that hits Birmingham. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Welsh.
It's funny. I mean, if Birmingham was another 50 miles to the west, it would be
Machynlleth
the day. Yeah.
Or east.
Weird.
Or either one, really.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say they'll almost certainly take an early lunch. Shall we just catch up on the tweets before we
tweets and maybe run through the score? Well, not even worth running through the scorecard, is it? Yeah, run through those tweets.
Okay. Ravi says, yes, of course I was referring to Arundel in 2015, was it, Josh?
Oh, it could well have been, yeah. I turned
by
up
the way,
rather
I love
late.
Your cat, Josh.
Well, we love Fuzzy as well, Ravi. Yes, I turned up rather late, having overslept that day, but made up for it with the fruitcake, the bottle of extremely fine sherry, and some rather nice bread and cheese, if I recall correctly.
Sounds hard. Roger Melly says, speaking of rugby, Australia are now very much a second-string team. At the last World Cup, they were knocked out in the quarters. Not the first time that's happened, but the first time it was expected. I can also tell you that Australia's had a man sent off. England have had a man sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. David Stump says, nice to have Professor Robinson back. O'Neill Harris says, fast bowler captain Jason Holder. Yes, good point. Speaking of Wales, says Roger Melly, I know a guy named Richard John. A visiting Welshman once asked him half jokingly if he was related to Barry. He said yes, and from that point on he was never short of a drink in his hand when the bloke visited. So easy, some people. Leah says,
you can have a drink with Barry. Come and visit me in Cardiff. I can tell you, I can take you to the pub that Barry John still drinks far too much beer in.
There you go. Leah says, here's an idea. Play that Britney Spears jingle for the short balls that smack into the batsman. O'Neill
That's
says,
a good call.
Like Bear said, chill, man. Mayank says, this morning I woke up and wore my England Test shirt, which is why England have been so shit this morning.
When did you last wash it, Mayank? When did you last wash it?
Martin Lawrence asks the perennial question of England cricket: how long before another new opening pair is called for?
Well,
I think they're going to give Crawley at least quite a long time.
Well,
and
they've given him quite a long time, Josh. Fucking hell, man.
I think they're going to give him quite a lot longer, is what I'm saying.
Well, Stokes has said as much, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has said as much.
Although that's famous last words, isn't it? Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he will get. If he gets off, he scores quite quickly and looks really good. So he'll get another reasonably high score. He might even get another ton. And then he'll have another. And the problem is, it's the ratio of tons to failures, and his ratio of tons to failures is enormous, the wrong way.
I was going to say, isn't it tiny?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And therefore, you can't. I don't think you can hang on to him that much longer if he keeps failing.
Yeah.
They might give him the summer. We've got a whole load of short form cricket, haven't we, going on virtually the entire.
Who else is there though? That's the other question. It's not just do you stick with Crawley or
you go for the man. You go for the man.
He made another century the other day.
Who?
I was going to say Hamid. Hamid didn't look.
After Australia, he's got a couple of years recovery.
Yeah, exactly. Surely you go for Ben Compton. He's the guy in form. They've scored runs. I'm sure Gary would have other people in mind, but he's the one that springs to mind for me.
Yeah, the man who never watches county cricket. Warren says, talking about Jaws, Lee's eyes remind me of a great white shark eye roll. Mayank says, my weather app says rain likely to end at 2:45 p.m, but knowing England, that's probably completely wrong in the end. It's a fucking lottery, the English weather forecasting
Yeah, it is
system.
at the moment. We haven't had a great summer, to be fair.
And Ravi Nair says, please get these right, just to help. Punjab, pronounced like pun or punch, never punch. So not Punjab, Punjab. And Bumrah, never pronounced like bum, always boom. So Bumrah and Punjab.
Okay.
Punjab and Bumrah.
And over on YouTube, there's been lots of chatting. Alec Patton is there. Hello, Alec.
Hello, Alec.
Hello, everyone. You're looking glorious on YouTube.
Why, thank you very much.
And Alexander says England should have bowled India